On 13th of February 2009, SHAHRUKH and Gauri Khan's production company Red Chillies released their underrated classic Billu Barber, only it was met with huge criticism from the Salon and Beauty Parlour Association of Bandra, who claimed the term barber was derogatory, and announced a protest. Their association of more than 3.5 lakh members made the king of Bollywood reconsider and change the name of the film from Billu Barber to Billu. But what else did SRK do to calm the flames, and why I feel this is a manufactured controversy for the marketing of the film? So let's get into the video, guys. So let's get into this controversy, guys. Basically, I watched Billu Barber and it was a pretty good film, but I was a kid and I don't remember it well. I think it's just like stupid, dumb, flashy movies, and Indian audiences in general prefer high budget action films with lots of things to see. They don't really like silent scenes and understated dialogues or just like a moody vibe about an everyday man. And that's why I think the film needed some huge marketing gimmick or some kind of controversy to get into the papers and for a word of mouth to happen. Some gossip, something. These things help the box office, all. So let's dissect if this was a marketing gimmick or really an actual controversy. We need to ask three questions. Where did they announce this ultimatum? Where was this protest? Who was the leader? What are these things? Is the term barber really offensive? And lastly, what was the aftermath? Like, did changing just the name really calm these people down? So let's get into the first question. Where did they announce this ultimatum? From my research, there's only 2 articles on the internet about it. I get it, internet was not as prevalent back then in India, but still only 2 articles, Hindustan Times and Times of India, that talk about this controversy, and they talk about it back in 2009 when the film was first coming out. So basically they were just coming out, the film was releasing itself. So that seems like a marketing gimmick to me, but it could be a real controversy. People could just do this right before the release as well. It makes sense, but I could not find any sources that claim or have any proof of these protests or ultimatums or any of these things. Is the term barber really offensive? Again, I researched this topic and I don't see anybody else saying that the term barber is offensive before this event and since that event ever anywhere. Actually, a lot of Instagram barbers and influencers have kind of embraced the term barbershop, like Jeff Wittick's barbershop, or the term barber. Like if you just use the term barber, you will find so many American Instagram influencers who are running these small barbershops. I don't see it as an offensive term. I did, however, find that some politician claimed that they would stop using a certain Hindi term that I'm not using here, that has apparently been considered offensive for a certain caste, and I get that and I support that, and I think if a certain caste thinks that term should not be used, we should stop using it. But the term barber specifically, like the English term barber, has never really been considered offensive by anybody other than the people involved in this controversy. Also, the term barber just comes from the Latin term for beard, so I don't see how it can be seen as offensive, at least inherently. I have also never seen it being used as something derogatory, but I will have to do more research, and maybe if you guys know, you can enlighten me in the comments down below. Okay, so let's get into what was the aftermath. Well, just removing the term barber from your title doesn't really change the script or the plot line of the film, and I bet that the term barber also appears a lot of times in the film. So I don't see how people who hated this term so much that the term needed to be removed from the title would be okay with the film being released where the word is used explicitly, and that's why I think this is a manufactured controversy. It's an interesting tale and kind of a nice look, nice sneak peek or a window through the past when Indian filmmakers and producers had to market their films through newspapers and news channels instead of social media or creating their own trends. Basically, Bollywood relied on newspapers and gossips. It's kind of like what subreddits do in the modern era and Instagram gossip and tea pages do. So I feel like this was just fake news. It really doesn't offend anybody, and that is why you could just say this term is offensive. and remove it from the title and seem like the hero while also creating a little bit of a controversy. And moving on, you have some good name and some uh, publicity for the film, which is a small budget, kind of normal film about life, so it's not going to have any flashy scenes to put in the trailer, and you make some money. Bada boom, bada bing, as they say. That's the video. Leave it down in the comments below what you thought and what you think is an actual offensive term that should have been removed from Bollywood films that is still being used. I can think of a couple of terms, and SRK doesn't seem like the type of person who really bends to the wills of huge political parties or protests by the public or smaller organizations, because lately a lot of his films do feature a lot of things that apparently come in the news for being too offensive, and then those things just don't get removed and things just go on as they were. And these organizations seem more powerful and more threatening than the one I've mentioned in this video. So that is also another reason why I think this was just a manufactured controversy. But that's just my opinion. Reviews coming soon. Bye.